Having fun?
Yeah, so far, man. It's hopefully when the rest of the team gets here, we'll start doing some more things and varying it up a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm watching you guys. You're out there, you're doing your work, but for lack of a better word, there's a lot of goofing off out there,
I wouldn't say goofing off. We're having fun, man. Riding each other a little bit, but
right.
Social, he likes to keep it loose a little bit, but you definitely got to still get your work in.
It does have to make these drills are a little bit tedious. It's got to make them a little bit more enjoyable to get on guys when they miss something easy or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to have a little fun with it, or you're gonna go a little crazy doing this all day.
John, can you believe we're going into your? I mean, we used to joke about this a little bit, but you are a veteran now. It doesn't seem possible, does it?
I guess so, man. It's kind of weird, definitely. But we got guys showing up in camp now that I've never seen before. So I guess I must have been around for a little bit.
Talk to me about your off season. There really isn't. We've talked about this in the past. There really isn't an off season like you just go home and do nothing. But what do you do to get away from the game?
Went out to Hawaii. Take a couple vacations, that kind of stuff. But after Christmas, after the holidays, it's pretty much game on. After then, you got to start really throwing, really working out hard, and gearing up for this.
And when do you start throwing? Do you get on a program before you get here?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I've thrown off the mound a couple times before I ever show up here, and been throwing pretty much every day for a couple months.
When the season ends last year, talked to Artie about this and Mike. Since you've been here, the expectations are always every year October playoffs, and that's pretty much what you've almost experienced. Is last year? Do you not get anything out of just making it to the playoffs anymore? That's not enough anymore.
I think, expectations are definitely a little higher than that. I mean, we expect to be competing for championships. I mean, we got the talent in our clubhouse to be on that level, and we expect to at least be competing for championships. You can't always win them. I mean, I've got one my first year and found out how hard it is to get back since then.
Yeah, I can always remember Dan Marino saying how he got to the Super Bowl his second year, and he was like, "This is great, I'm going to love this," and he never went back.
Yeah, a lot of things have to fall into place. I mean, you got to be playing well at the right time, and a couple breaks never hurt.
And then last year you go into Boston, Garrett's virtually blind.
Yeah.
Vladimir's hurt, Gary's hurt. I mean, is it even worse to go down that way when you feel like you didn't have your guys there?
It definitely was a little disappointing because we weren't at full strength. I mean, we'd have had to been at full strength and played pretty well to beat Boston last year because they have a great team and they were playing very well at the time. So it's all about timing, really. Once it comes to the postseason, you got to be kind of on the upswing and playing your best baseball.
Talking about the division, Seattle goes out and gets Bedard. They're looking real tough. A's seem to be rebuilding and stuff, but it's always the West is always a tough one.
Bedard's a huge pickup for Seattle. I mean, that's going to be that makes them a strong team. They're really strong offensively, and that makes their rotation that much stronger. It's gonna be another tough race for us.
When the season ends, when you're outed like you were with the Red Sox, do you still watch? Are you a fan of the game still, or do you try to distance yourself?
Absolutely, I probably saw every game after we were eliminated. I mean, I was a fan of baseball way before I started playing here, so I definitely watch every game and really into it.
Can you appreciate them when you see a team like the Rockies that stretch run they had in September? I mean, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, that last month of the season, they kind of carried it on through to the playoffs, to the World Series, and then kind of ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw once they got there. But I mean, yeah, you got to appreciate that kind of thing because they've been an organization that kind of been down the last few years, and to see different teams getting in there and being competitive is good for the whole game.
How was it to see Buddy Black lose such a, that was tough for him? Do you have personal relationships?
Absolutely, yeah. I was watching the game and rooting hard for Buddy. I was definitely rooting for him because he's such a great guy and been such a fun guy for me to pitch for several years, and just a great guy. And yeah, it was disappointing.
And to see a guy like Hoffman, who's as good as they get, and then he has 2 games the last weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it just shows that it can happen to anyone.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with that guy's track record, you wouldn't want anybody else out there in that situation. It just, things happen.
You healthy? You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm far from ready, but heading that direction.
Do you look forward to once games start, even if they're just here?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, then we kind of chill out on the, tedious little stuff that we do and kind of get ready for more game preparation kind of things. Those are a little bit more fun and a little bit more, practical, I guess, for the season.
You know, last year you guys go out and get Gary Matthews, and he's about as good as it gets when it goes to going out and getting it.
Yeah.
And then you go out and get the guy who actually is probably the best at going it. Torrey Hunter, wow.
It's great. I mean, it's great to be in an organization that really gives you a chance to win every year. I mean, Artie does nothing but, you know, keep restocking our talent. You know, every year keeps giving us a chance, and we just got to, you know, have a good year and hopefully be hot at the right time at the end.
Tough to lose Orlando?
Yeah, absolutely. He was a big part of our team the last couple of years. I mean, but the organization obviously felt that, you know, either Ibar is Turris or ready to fill that role, and you never can have too much pitching. John Garland's a huge pickup for us. The guy's won 18 games twice in the big leagues. That's a pretty elite class of pitcher.
Right, like I said to Artie, you know, you don't get 18-game winners without giving up something.
Absolutely, yeah. You're going to have to give up a lot, and we did because Orlando's a good player.